Hi, it's Maddie, founder of MADLUVVBROWS. Today I want to show you guys how I map eyebrows using the MADLUVV mapping kit. Let's get started. I love to start any set of eyebrows that I map with a super sharp pencil. What I like to say is the sharper the lines, the sharper the brows will be. So to sharpen the pencil, you're going to pull the string down about an inch. You're gonna break off the cardboard and unwrap it, and then just rip. I like to cut off this string because it's a little bit annoying to map with if the little string is dangling. And then with the sharpener that comes in your kit, we are going to sharpen the pencil. I've hand-picked this sharpener because it's the sharpest and the most long-lasting pencil sharpener that we have found for the specific pencil that we have created. So step one, after we sharpen our pencil, and I like to sanitize my clients' brows using an alcohol swab. Step one is we are going to map out their points. So with the caliper, I like to hold it like this, kind of like a gun. I'm going to hold the caliper up to her nose and do a line and mark the line. This is the beginning of the brow. This is point A. Then I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to do the other side. I like to do my pencil line on the side where it's flat with the numbers. There's a wire side, so I like to use this side so it is on the same kind of nice even surface. I love precise lines. Precise lines are going to give you precise brows, and so that's why I love a sharp pencil, and I definitely take my time during this step. The next point that we're going to measure is point C. It's from the corner of the nose. You're going to go up through the outside corner of her eye and then just rock your wrist back. And I like to make sure that both sides are the same length. So with this caliper that comes in the kit, we can measure to make sure that they are symmetrical. So this is a little over 4.5 centimeters on this side, and same with this side, so they are completely symmetrical. The next line that we're going to do is her D line. So this is right where the bottom of the brow bone is. And we're just going to do a nice line right across here. The next step of the mapping is going to be finding the arch of her brow. So with this, we are going to go through the outside corner of her nose, and then we're going to just go right through the middle of her eye. So you want it to go from the outside corner of her nose through the black part of the pupil up through the corner of the eye. And you can feel on a person's arch where that brow bone kind of curves around. So on this brow that is measuring right at 3 centimeters, we are going to do the same on this brow. Okay, next step in your kit, we have 2 stencils, and these are like an amazing shape stencil, and these are really a go-to. They are First Lady, Petite, and Regular. The difference of Petite and Regular is simply the measurement from the beginning of the brow to the arch. So you will see that the First Lady Petite stencil is a little bit shorter, and that is only because the point is shorter from the beginning to the arch. The First Lady Regular stencil is a little bit longer from point A to point B. So to see what stencil we are going to be using, we are going to hold both shapes up to her eye to see which one fits the measurement points correctly. Because really what we want to see is that point A and point B line up to the point A and point B that we create right here. So using this stencil, we are going to line up the A and the D line to our shape. And then we're going to lay it down. Do you guys see how this B point comes a little bit after the B point that we measured. So that is our first indication that it's probably not the stencil that we're going to be using. Let's try the First Lady Petite. Lining that up and laying that down. Do you guys see how the B falls directly on the B line or the B point that we created? That shows us that she is a petite size. Beautiful. I love this stencil. I love the shape for her. So let's stencil these on. Okay. So I'm going to be holding this up right here, right on this perforated line. I like to really not move my fingers around too much when it comes to stenciling. I'm going to hold my pencil straight up and down on the top and straight up and down on the bottom until we get to the very bottom of the brow, making our way on into the inside. So since this eyebrow, her eyebrow is sitting on the brow bone, if we were to hold the pencil straight up and down, there's a chance that we could dip into the hole. So that's why we want to turn the pencil and just really get it right inside that bottom line. All right, let's do the other side. You simply just flip it right over. All right, and then I'm turning it in towards me and I'm doing the bottom line. Okay guys, for the next step, we're gonna be using our mapping string. With this step, we're just gonna be making sure that the brows are 100% perfectly symmetrical, and we are gonna be using about 2 feet of string. So everyone's brow bone is unsymmetrical in a certain way. This string method really just ensures that the brows are 100% spot on with your client sitting up, because gravity is working against your client while they are sitting up, not laying down. So I always have my client sit up, and then chin up for me and close your eyes if you would. We're gonna be making 3 lines with the string. So 1 on the D line to make sure that both brows are touching the D line. The next one is to ensure that both brows are starting at the same point. Now, if the brows are off at all, the line will be a little bit off. So whatever brow you like more, if the lines are off, use that line to go off of. So on this top line right here, I can see that her brow is a little bit higher on this side, and that is just because her brow bone is just sitting a little bit lower on this side. So with this string, this is how we make brows perfectly symmetrical. So I love this brow, her right brow. So we are going to be going off of that arch point, and we are going to be going perfectly straight over and across. It's the tiniest little line right here, but you can kind of see how we can go up just a titch bit more to make her brow perfectly symmetrical at that arch. So what I'm gonna do now is, just with a little alcohol wipe, I'm just gonna erase that little tiny arch, and so we can perfect that with the string. So now what we are gonna be doing is we are going to be doing these lines to make sure that they are perfectly correct. So I'm going to be doing a crisscross from the bottom corner of the box to the top of the corner of the box, up through the B line in the top line of the stencil. And now onto the other side. Remember that we are recorrecting this side, so we are going to be using this, going up through the corners, and then going up to that point right here. So do you see how that brought that arch up a tiny little bit? That is what we are wanting. And then right here, we can just make the rest of that shape with the string. And if needs be, for this corner, we are just gonna be freehanding this little corner right here, rounding it out a tiny little bit with our pencil. And then we are gonna just take that little bit off of the top. Yes, I love that. Okay guys, that's a wrap for our tutorial video. One tip that I do want to tell you guys is that I like to personally clean up the brow with an alcohol wipe just to make sure that all the lines are precise and perfect. One more thing that I do want to add is that our pencils do withstand the anesthetic ointment, and so you can brow map before you numb, and your lines will stay on perfectly. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for more tutorials.